Hi loves, it's your girl Mila, and welcome back to Mila's TV where real-life stories meet emotions, lessons, and hope. Today's story is one that will touch your heart. It's about a young boy whose life changes overnight when his father is arrested for debt. Left with nothing but courage and love, he fights to keep his family alive, to stay in school, and to protect his dreams. So grab a drink, sit back, and let's begin part one of this emotional journey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring stories right here on Mila's TV. My Father's Debt. When Love Meets Struggle, and Hope Becomes Wealth. Part 1. The Fall. Chapter 1. The Knock That Changed Everything. The evening was quiet until the knock came. It wasn't gentle. It was hard, angry, demanding. Daniel's mother froze, the wooden spoon in her hand trembling. His little sister, Faith, clutched her schoolbook. "Who is it?" his mother asked. "Police," a voice barked. In seconds, their small sitting room filled with uniformed men. Daniel watched as they handcuffed his father, Mr. Collins, right in front of him. "Sir, please," his mother cried. "He promised to pay." The officer's eyes were cold. "Talk to the man he owes. We only carry out orders." As they dragged his father away, Daniel ran after them barefoot, tears burning his face. That night, silence sat heavy on their home. No dinner, no light, only whispers of confusion. At 16, Daniel realized childhood had just ended. That night, Daniel learned that sometimes life doesn't warn you before it changes. Chapter 2. When Bread Becomes a Luxury. The next morning, Daniel walked to school with an empty stomach and heavy thoughts. The world suddenly looked different. Even the air felt cruel. His classmates whispered, "Did you hear? Daniel's dad was arrested." He pretended not to hear, but the words hit him harder than hunger. During break, he watched others eat puff-puff and bread, while he drank water from the school tap. Grace, the girl from class 3, noticed. She walked up to him with a smile. "You can have half of mine," she said, handing him her sandwich. Daniel hesitated. "I'm fine." "You don't look fine," she said softly. He took it. For the first time that day, he smiled, a weak smile, but real. Sometimes, kindness feels like a miracle when you've forgotten what hope tastes like. Chapter 3. The Letter from Prison. 3 days later, a man from the station brought a letter. It was from his father. "Daniel, take care of your mother and sister. Be strong. I'm sorry I failed you." His mother broke down. Daniel folded the paper and pressed it to his chest. "I'll fix it, Mama. I'll fix everything." That night, he sat outside under the moonlight, thinking. He was only 16, but his heart carried a man's burden. Tomorrow, he would start looking for work, any work. Dreams don't wait for when life is fair, they wait for when you refuse to give up. Chapter 4. The Shoe Shine Boy. Daniel found a man by the junction who needed help shining shoes. He earned 50 naira per pair. By sunset, his hands were black with polish, but his heart felt lighter. He had bought Gary for the house. His mother didn't know whether to cry or thank him. Grace saw him after school one day, kneeling beside dusty shoes. She looked shocked. "Daniel, you work here?" He smiled faintly. "Everybody works somewhere." Grace said nothing, but her eyes softened. That day, she stopped seeing him as the poor boy she saw a fighter. People who work with dignity wear invisible crowns. Chapter 5. Rumors and Shame. By the next week, everyone knew. The Shoe Shine Boy, they whispered. Some laughed, others pitied. Daniel walked with his head high, but inside, it hurt. Even his best friend, Chris, began avoiding him. During morning assembly, Grace stood up to speak. "Some people laugh at others for working, but one day, they'll depend on the same people to survive." The teachers were impressed. Daniel was speechless. Later, she told him, Never be ashamed of your hustle. He smiled. Thank you, Grace. True love doesn't always begin with roses sometimes. It starts with respect. Chapter 6. The Headmaster's Warning. Monday morning came with humiliation. Daniel was summoned to the headmaster's office. Daniel Collins, Mr. Benson said, frowning, your school fees are 3 months overdue. Daniel swallowed hard. Sir, I'll pay soon. Soon doesn't pay bills, the man snapped. If it's not cleared by Friday, you stay home. Daniel nodded quietly, his throat burning. Outside, Grace caught up with him. What happened? He forced a smile. Nothing serious. But she saw the tears hiding in his eyes. That night, Daniel stared at his books, wondering if dreams really belong to the poor. When the world turns its back on you, education becomes both your weapon and your wound. Chapter 7. Mother's Tears. Daniel came home to find his mother coughing badly. The stress, the unpaid rent, the shame, it was all too much. Mama, you need medicine, he said, panicked. She smiled weakly. Medicine costs money, my son. Don't worry. I'll be fine. He sat beside her, holding her hand. I'll find the money. I promise. That night, he didn't sleep. He polished shoes under a streetlight, earning a few coins even after dark. When he returned home, he found his mother asleep, clutching his father's photo. Sometimes, the strongest people break silently in the dark, and love is the only thing holding them together. Chapter 8. Grace's Gift. At school the next day, Grace called Daniel aside. My dad has a friend who owns a printing shop, she said. They need someone to run errands after school. I told him about you. Daniel hesitated. Grace, I can't let you do that. Then let me be your friend, she said gently. You'd do the same for me. He sighed. Thank you. By evening, he got the job, better pay, cleaner work. When he handed his first earning to his mother, she cried again this time, out of pride. Sometimes, God sends angels that look just like ordinary people. Chapter 9. The Storm in Class. Rumors spread again. Grace is dating the shoeshine boy, someone mocked. Grace turned sharply. And what if I am? He's more of a man than half of you here. The class went silent. Daniel stared at her in shock, then smiled faintly. At break, he told her, you didn't have to do that. I did, she replied. You deserve respect. That evening, he walked home with a lighter heart though the road was still long. He finally believed in himself again. Love doesn't always shout sometimes. It defends you when you're not strong enough to speak. Chapter 10. The Night of Fire. Just when life seemed calmer, disaster struck. A candle fell in the night, their small wooden house caught fire. Daniel woke to his mother's scream. Faith, get out. He rushed into the smoke, grabbed his sister, and pulled her outside. Neighbors helped, but the fire spread too fast. By dawn, everything they owned was gone. Daniel stood barefoot on the street, holding his crying sister. His mother fell to her knees, sobbing. Grace arrived later with her father's driver, bringing clothes and food. Daniel couldn't stop the tears this time. Sometimes life burns everything you have not to destroy you, but to show you what truly matters. Hen life burns everything you have. It's not the end, it's the beginning of who you're meant to be. Daniel lost his home, his comfort, and his peace. But his story is far from over. Coming next, part 2. The struggle where pain meets purpose and love begins to fight back. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your girl Mila, and this is Mila's TV.